As of this recording, I've been playing Umamusume Pretty Derby for the past 50 days. I gotta say, I love the game, I love watching the horse girls run, I love the experience. My partner Romi's also been playing the game, and they had the shout of going to the gym and actually running with the horse girls, like on the treadmill. And I love the shout, I love the pitch, so I went ahead and went along with them, and I had such a great time. I loved it. So we decided to run it back and have our friend Joey come out and record for us and make a video for it. I decided to run Oguri Cap because she's got a good mix of miles and mediums and longs, and, you know, she's just the GOAT, quite frankly. I love Oguri Cap. The way I like to handle my careers running with the girls is I like to have a nice power walk going while we're doing our trainings and our story events. It's a good chance to get moving and get geared up before getting out there and getting in the actual runs, and I didn't get any recordings for it at the gym, but always make sure you get your stretches in. Get some stretches in before a workout. It's very important. You don't want to be hurting yourself. You don't want to end up like Tokai Teo or Silent Suzuka or Manhattan Cafe out here. I made it to my make debut a bit sooner than Romi did, but I was just really excited to get out there and get running, you know? So what I like to do when I'm running with the horse girls, I call it dynamic racing. I do things like we run at lower speeds in our early careers because our stats are lower, and I'll crank up my speed throughout the course of the run when we're getting into like the last spurt or when I get skills procking, you know, stuff like that. Just, you know, so I feel like I'm a part of the race too. I'm involved in it as well. All in all, Oguri and I have a good race out there and we win our make debut. And with that past us, we move towards our next goal of making 3,000 fans. And yo, hey, so true, Oguri Cap. Isn't that the truth? Don't we all just want 3,000 fans? Speaking of which, if you're enjoying the video, maybe leave a like, maybe leave a sub, maybe be a fan of the channel, get us up to that 3K? Who knows? Meet the goals. Oguri and I get a quick rest in and we go to take on the Cosmos show, and it's a quick mile open. I'm not too stressed about it. We have a good race and it's enough to get us the 3,000 fans we need to make the goal. With that goal behind us, we enter our classic year, and our next goal is to place in the top 5 in the NHK mile. But she's about 800 fans short of even being able to run in that race, so we're gonna have to get another race in before that. I set our sights on the Wakagoma Stakes, and that's gonna be our first medium race of the run. She got a late start in the race, but it wasn't too awful. She was able to rebound well, and we take another first place win. We love to see it. At this point, we're 3-0, and I feel good about our career so far. With our first G1 fast approaching, I have Oguri do a little bit of training, get a little bit of inspiration in, while I take a little bit of a rest and, you know, have a little chat with my cameraman, Joey. We're getting a lot of good events, too.
What about the girls? How do they get to rest? Do they get to rest at all?
Yeah, I literally just had a rest when I said that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we were both resting. But now, you know, back up with a little bit more training. I definitely worked up a bit of a sweat with those 3 races back to back, but rest time was about to be up.
What race are you starting now?
We are in our first G1, the NHK mile. And I think our odds are looking good. We switched over to Pace Chaser for this one. I'm hoping it's gonna pay some dividends. And my placement's falling. I'm over in 12th, like I need to be higher up. But we're swinging Maestro. I'm picking it up. We can do this. With the switch to Pace Chaser hanging this far back at this point in the race was kinda devastating for us. We didn't have the power to push out after getting blocked, and we ended up taking 5th overall. We take 5th though, we're still in here. Now, while 5th is still enough to accomplish Oguri Cap's goal, it's still a very humbling defeat for us to take. Even with that as it is, Cap sets her next goal of being in the top 3 in the mile championship, but honestly, we're still 6,000 fans away from even being able to race in that race, so we still got some more races to go. Luckily for us, it's the time of year where we hit the beach. Hopefully all this fun in the sun and vacation time will be enough to give us the energy we need to bounce back and get those fans up. We're able to use that time to get our head straight and bounce back in with a first place victory in a G3 mile, and that was enough to get us the fans that we need to race in the mile championship. Oguri and I end up starting the mile championships with a late start, but we push hard to really make up for it. This is the first moment in the career where I felt the synergy, I felt the resonance. Me and the Uma were connected on a deeper level. We are linked and we are both out there willing to give our all to take the win. Oguri pushes even harder and I push harder to match her energy, and even my phone can feel us running as one. And with one more triumphant pulse, we win our first G1 and mark off one more goal. Up next goal-wise, we're going to bring our year to an end with our first attempt at the Arima Kinen. The last race of the year, a G1 2,500 meter long race with the fan favorite Umas. This year we only need to take top 3, but when we run it next year, we're gonna need to place number 1. That doesn't mean I don't want to win this year though. Romi is also at the Arima Kinen on their gold she run, so we're gonna run it together, but their ankle's acting up a little bit. So they're gonna run it at 2 times speed. In basically a tradition at this point, Oguri Cap starts with a late start. And to make matters worse, she started rushing in the first quarter of the race. Romi and their Golshi are able to take first place in their Arima Kinen with an Oguri Cap coming in second place, and it would be unfortunate foreshadowing for us as, despite our best efforts, Cap can't fully recover from throwing early race, and we are only able to take a second for our Arima Kinen. Even so, that's behind us, and we look towards our next steps. And it's at this point in her career where Oguri Cap is just trying to win. She just wants to put up numbers in G1s. So our next goal is over the next 12 turns, get 2 top 3s and 2 different G1s. Easy, easy. We can do that. The one I set our sights on first is the February Stakes. It's a dirt race, and we haven't done a dirt race yet. And we only have a B in our dirt aptitude, but I believed in us nonetheless. But that was a mistake, as we put up an okay performance, but it's only enough to take 4th place. So we're still gonna have to do at least 2 more races before we hit that goal.
How do you feel right now?
Not great.
So I look towards the G1 medium, the Osaka High. I have a bad taste in my mouth with the Osaka High. I rarely perform well in it. Anytime I have a girl running it, we're talking 3rds, 4th, 5th. I don't know. Sometimes I'll get first, but usually not. But I know we're going to have to push harder than we pushed in the February Stakes if we're going to want to put up a placing performance out here. But after a competitive race, Ogiri's able to push through, I'm able to push through, and we take first place.
Are you happier for these results?
Yeah. 1 G1 down, 1 to go. And I'm not sure what's next, but a lot, I'm sure. I feel like I got at least 5 more races left in the tank.
At this point, I'm really starting to feel the fatigue. I'm starting to feel the exhaustion. But I know we still have a ways to go. And if Ogiri still wants to do it, if even a little Ogiri still wants to keep running, then I can keep running too. We have 1 more G1 to place in, so I go ahead and look at the Victoria Mile. And we absolutely crush that track, leaving just 3 goals remaining.
That's my last G1 down. Tenno Shell, Arima Kinen, and Urus.
Cap and I give an absolute display of dominance in the Tenno Shell, clutching up first place by 6 links from Mayano Top Gun, and pushing the hardest I have so far this career.
How about a progress update? How are those races going?
Number 1 in the Tenno Shell. The Arima Kinen's up next. I'm gonna take that. Turn that into a Eurofinals win, hopefully.
Finally, Cap and I reach the end of our senior year, and we finally stand once again in front of the Arima Kinen. Last year, we were only able to take 2nd place in this race, but this year, we need to take home that win. I don't know how, but I accidentally flip us to like 4 times speed, but I fixed that, and Cap's able to hold on to 3rd and 2nd for the majority of the race, right where we like to see her for a pace chaser. I push pretty hard with her for the final stretches of the Arima Kinen, but it doesn't really seem like I have to, because she clutches up and she takes home a great first place victory.
Did you just win your race?
We sure did. We sure did.
Alright, so at this point, Joey's camera was running low on battery, so I told him not to worry about recording the qualifiers for the Euros or the semifinals. We'll just cut back in for the finals and make sure we get that. But before we get there, I want to talk to you about a different horse briefly. Haru Urara was a horse you might be familiar with, but if you aren't, she was a horse that ran 113 races through her career, and she lost every single one of them. Not a single dub. The shining star of losers. And in being such a shining loser, she did become endeared to the Japanese audience and even to us globally as we found out more about her. And even though she lost time and time and time again, it wasn't about winning and losing for her. She loved racing. She just loved being out there. She just loved running. And in her retirement, she was able to pull up a win. And that's great for her, but even if she didn't, I'm sure she still would have been happy, because she got to get out there and run again. Haru Urara passed away on September 9th, 3 days ago for me as I'm recording this video. And I think about Haru a lot when it comes to this game. Because for me, it's not just about winning. It's fine when I get boxed in and take 5th place. It's fine when we run on dirt, so we can't place first, second, or third. It's fine at the end of a hard-fought career when the RNG decides to give me a 1-star gut spark. Hell, it's even fine when the whales humble me in the Taurus Cup, and I'm sure they will again in the upcoming Gemini Cup. Because at the end of it all, I just love watching the girls run, and I love watching them have a fun time running out there. And once a week or so, sometimes more, but my knees feeling up to it, I love going out there and running with them. Now, with all that being said, I still want to win. Now, honestly, after just racing the Arima Kinen and the qualifiers and the semifinals back to back before this, I'm pretty exhausted at this point. But I know I wanted to give it my all out there, and thankfully it's just a mile. So I gave it all in for our last spurt. I gave it everything I had. I pushed faster than I have before, and honestly since I have since, which it's not too crazy. Like I got up to 10 or 11 or something on the treadmill, but I'm not a runner like that. This isn't what I do. So it was crazy for me, you know? It was hype for me. And finally, me and Cap cross that finish line, and we take home first place in the Eurofinals. In celebrating, I dropped my phone, but I was able to catch it, but in doing so, I hit the emergency stop, so we really abruptly came to a stop, and that was kind of jarring for me when I was out there actually running. But it's fine, we take those. I caught the phone. It didn't go flying off into nowhere. And that's about how an average experience goes out there for a career for me running with the horse girls. Honestly, it's an experience that I've really come to love. It's really been my biggest takeaway from Umamusume in my personal life. And honestly, if you feel like giving a run out there, maybe you should give it a try. It could be a fun time for you. If you enjoyed the video, maybe think about leaving a sub on the channel. Maybe think about leaving a like. I'm mainly doing Umamusume content right now. I will be doing Umamusume content for as long as I'm still in the game, but I do want to do other stuff. I have other plans on branching out. And with that said, I have a second channel where I'm going to be posting my VOD highlights on. Maybe hit the Twitch if you want to see me recording my stuff live over on Twitch TV, Anderson's Pride. Thanks for coming on the run with me, and be safe out there.